Here we are, powerfully explaining to the world why the world needs better. It's not every day that Muslims see what they call Laylatul Qadr. Others might think it's something every day, but it's not every day. What do you pray for in life? What do you look at in business? We all have dreams, we all have goals, we all have visions, we all have challenges, we all have things to overcome. But what are you overcoming in business? That's the value of now. You look at the challenges you have and how you're going to overcome them by the little that you have, Life doesn't give us all, but it gives us everything. It gives you the power to identify, the right to identify, and the wisdom to identify. How do you identify with your clients, with your business, with those who empower your business, with those who give you morale to invest more? How would you relate with them? How do you value them? While other businesses look at whatever they're looking at, what makes you stand out from your competition? Your hospitality. It won't always be nice words all through. We've been to places where the receipt says goods are not returned or are not returnable. We've been to arenas where they say non-refundable. We've been to places where everything is said, and that's how they identify. You either value that or don't receive their service. Today, social media or the digital platforms are all about subscribing, logging in, finding power in privacy behind your own account. That's what the world today is about. It's not about rushing into anything. It's about understanding the value in silence. How do you identify in a community, in business, in conversations? Is what triggers the reactions around you, the way the world perceives you. People always identify differently, and it affects their daily lives. Those who don't mind are good at always mixing up things. Those who mind are straight-headed and don't even feel anything while going through what others might be looking at as a collusion, because they are shielded their mind, because their mindsets are set to perceive the world differently. The mindsets are set to identify differently. Imagine the power of a vuvuzela in South Africa. The world didn't know a lot about it until the World Cup. The World Cup, African Cup. Not good at football. I even failed to learn how to play it. I mean, physically, my body, my mindset isn't very good at football. But I play a little. If at all, it's just for fun. But the thing is, sometimes how we identify is what limits us. You're a brand, you're a business. You will identify or collaborate or relate with activities or actions that actually don't relate in line with your guidelines, with your topmost goals and actions. Then it becomes harder for them who actually pay attention to your business to seek service, to really embrace it, because they identify differently and you identify differently. A business should be neutral. It shouldn't be based on identity of religion, of tribe, of culture, of whatever. Yes, it can be language barrier because of maybe the settings, the business structures in it. But not in this world of today, in the digital world. Imagine walking into a shop where somebody is totally speaking English and you from a totally different world that doesn't even understand a few words in English. How will you excel there? In this now, your device can help you out. Can you put it on paper? First things first. Can your device read it from that paper? Translate it for you? Amazing. Can you speak through maybe WhatsApp so that you can translate whatever they are trying to tell you digitally easily without stressing? Because Google can help you translate that and easily transact through any offline business. Now, that's the power of now. That's the value of identifying. Because the more you fail to understand how the world is moving on, the more the world leaves you. Your language isn't a tool. To intimidate. Your language isn't a tool to scare away those who actually embrace your business. Your language is the reason why you identify as you identify. Value your business, value your customers, value those who actually spare some little time to remember your product. In communities where you have families from a distance from where they buy the products or the ingredients to whatever daily lives they are running, you find them identifying by the particular product. Hey, go to the shop and buy me this. Now that is to those who can go to the supermarket once and for all, or go to the supermarket and buy these exact products. That is for those who can afford to buy maybe once a week or once in 2 weeks. Those who can afford to shop and save it at home in their food banks or their product banks. Yeah, or their utility banks. People have advanced, people have moved on, people have done a lot of things. What are you changing in your life? How are you moving on in your business? Before someone walks in and says, hey, I need such a service, how are you ready to welcome them? I'm always online. I receive messages from people, different cultures, different tribes, different backgrounds. I identify with them as a human because they're bots online too. Today we have the AI. So how you respond to them in your inboxes, how you make sure they actually receive the services they are seeking through your inboxes without meeting them. That's the power of communication. That's the power of identifying as that business. No matter which sector you're coming from, it's business, it's economics. You get to live once, you get to shine once, you get to break the barriers of business economics once. You get to become once. Once you become, you're limitless, you're fathomless. People hate listening to stories, but it is those stories that have mentored mindsets. It's those books that have mentored mindsets. Without education and information, the world wouldn't have changed. Civilization wouldn't be where it is. And when we talk of civilization, we're talking about civilization of embracing every identity. We have people who identify as bisexuals. We have people who identify as LGBTQs. We have people identifying as whatever they're identifying. It's none of your problem. It's their life. They embrace it. They know how to handle it in this once in a life, YOLO life. So does your business segregate people because of how they identify? No, this one is a Muslim, we are Christians. These ones are Christians, we are Muslims. These ones are Sevdis or born agains, we are Anglicans, we are Catholics. How do you identify? Some religions don't actually believe in anything to do with ATS society, the African tradition societies. Other religions relate with them. Other religions actually try to correspond information so that they build better relationships. Because wisdom is all about learning more. Not necessarily saying I'm this brand on the front every time, but learning how to look at things differently. Becoming the one who unites every nation like the United Nations does. It doesn't segregate. They are fighting. It has to come in and save the children. It has to come in and save the women. It has to come in and save the young adults. It has to come in and save the elders. It has to come in and save the civilians. The wananchi, the people who don't understand why you're fighting, the people who don't involve themselves in politics, the businesses, the infrastructure, the economic infrastructures around every nation, the peacekeeping, the protecting. That's all about identifying. Yes, he's he's from that part of the world, and that part of the world embraces that. It's what they do in that part of the world. As long as he has his freedom, space, and the right time, the corporations putting up signs of smoking areas while their cities actually vanishing because of failing only to put up structures for smokers. There are organizations, institutions putting up structures for bedtime for the workers to relax their minds, nap time, while others are stressing the workers to actually always be open-eyed. Some institutions are like, hey, relax your mind a bit, play a bit, have some fun. There you go. See? Productivity. Creativity. Innovations. While some people or some institutions, some cultures are limiting people from information, the world is embracing everything. Everything. No matter your accent, no matter your language, as long as you can get it online, you can sell it. Someone is always ready to buy your product. Like this one here. Now, this one here is handcrafted from the northern part of Uganda. So, people who embrace cultures, identity, or the difference in what people are perceiving, actually get to learn more. It's from northern Uganda, it's crafted locally, but it has a scientific benefit of it. It's a lightning conductor. It insulates lightning around you, just like it can insulate lightning on a house. Now, whatever wisdom they have while they're doing that, I had to do my own research around it. Not every metal is a copper, and copper does that. So that is basically why people identify differently. What medicine actually treats you depends on your geolocation also. The power of your resistance in particular environments. You find people who actually get really sick just because of changing environments and changing food. The oils we eat, the ingredients, the pests we use to brush our teeth, the medication we take. Yes, I'm sick. It's malaria parasites plus, it's MB plus. But I'm in a location where the drugs there actually are different from where I used to be. So my body has to understand and negotiate itself out of there. Doctors will give me the same medication they give to everyone in the population there, and my body isn't from there. So my body will have to actually embrace and become that to survive. That's why people do research. People do examinations. People do tests. Science is always evolving. Science is always innovative. Physicians are always thinking. But as physics thinks and changes and evolves, how are you evolving you as you? How are you evolving with your identities? Yeah? A turtle lives up to that age. If the stories in the Bibles talk of those years, what happened? What caused the decline in living up to those years? You don't mind, but someone else minds and cares about that story that talks about those years. That's how science, evolves. Archaeologists go to places where people don't usually go, barricade them off, secure them off forever, and then find information that helps them build more. It's the dirty hands that bring the green out of your mind. It's people like Armstrong who fly above Earth that keep us curious on how fast we can go. Is it Mach 5, Mach 8, Mach 10, Mach 20, Mach whatever? How fast can we go? Alive to the moon and back. Because how fast we can go is how fast we can save. It's a reflex action, just like your eyelids. The moment something is trying to get into contact with your eyes, that fast is how they protect your eyes. So, as you reflex to the heat on your body, is how you should actually be reflexive in identifying to the environments around us. Anyone from any background can walk in. They are here or they are there to only do business and nothing more. But because of your identity, because of your background, you start mumbling, jumbling around. They might be in a group of three. One person is approaching the other desk. Maybe you're in an office of 5 to 3 people. The other 3 are talking to themselves, having a conversation. They end up saying something wrong that pisses off the client in their language, and the client understands it. But because he's not speaking in the same language, they'll think, it's okay, he won't understand. Then the client walks away. It's just a blink of an eye. Hey, you're in need of a service. Yeah, let me come back. You will never know what pissed them off to never come back. It's a business. You're destroying it. Business puts up structures, values and cultures and norms. It welcomes everything, welcomes everyone, because you've qualified and been appointed, been selected through their selection system or through their vetting system. You stand in that position and destroy the business cultures, the business norms. That's you destroying your business's identity, destroying your team's identity. Because every team has how it identifies. Every team in business has how they relate. They have how they embrace the new. If your business is a kiosk on the roadside that doesn't understand the value of digital payments and receiving digital payments, it's you staying behind while everyone else is moving on to digital payments. The world is phasing out paper prints. Others are still embracing more paper because some systems have actually stalled a lot in those papers. There are records. Others digitally save them for ages. They even save the hard copies on paper for ages, while others just walk into families and burn them. A simple receipt, it has a purchasing date, it has a purchasing identity, power over a product. Somebody walks into your home, they just move around, they're like, hey, they want to put on a charcoal stove, and they have nothing to use, and then they just use your papers, your documents, your civilization, your records, your organization. And you walk in and you're like, what is this receipt? Or is this document? No, food is here on the table. Food is on the table, yes, but where are my documents? This happens to families, to children. They walk home and the stepmom is using their books to cook, to light up a charcoal stove. Charcoal stove is not a clean energy thing in the first place, but they're actually distracting a child from school who would be tomorrow's leader, who would actually help them out of that charcoal stove. Yeah? You hate the education, you hate the educated, but you're alive because of the educated. They are the ones protecting you. They are the ones making sure you're healthy. They are the ones making sure everyone is not attacking everyone. They are the ones making sure everyone is safe. They are the protectors. How will they protect you if you're attacking them? You're failing to identify as a civilian. You become a gorilla. And we know the end of every gorilla war. Peacekeepers and protectors walk in, and the gorilla walks. Don't identify differently. Don't destroy people's identities. Don't destroy what businesses have built because of how you identify, how your background is, and everything. Don't personalize organizations that are multicultural, institutions that are multiplanetary. Build your business with power to welcome the world as it is. Not because someone is not holding a spear to go and hunt, but they're holding a smartphone and hunting. They're hunting through the forests on the internet, the jungles of the internet. That's how they're hunting. They're not holding a spear. They're not running through the forest, but they're running through numbers. Their mindsets are running through the jungle. That is today's now hunting. That's the value of now. How do you go hunting? How do you identify? Are you digitally enabled? I always ask myself that every time I'm waking up. How do you identify? How do I identify? How do I enable? How do I embrace? Because it's the people that we embrace that change others people's lives. is the people that we embrace, that change people's communities, that change community mindsets. The world won't always be perfect, but it's the imperfections that actually build the perfect. The comparison is not competition. It's a single space of wisdom. You market better, you earn better, you target better, you goal better. People will ask you, why is it that we're not there if we're this smart? Then you ask them, how long has the internet been here? And how long has your nation, only your nation, embraced it? Did the entire nation embrace it in one day? Do the entire population know about the internet, how to use it? Then don't cry, because the time will come and they will know it, but they'll need awareness. Once they become aware, once they're exposed to this kind of hunting, they'll become better. They'll become like you. They won't look at it as you looked at it before. They'll also look at it as you're looking at it now. So embrace that. Be that. It's the value of now. Dr. Rayyans Elvis, F2F Live Creations.